Hey folks, welcome to the Eatonville School District Facebook Live presentation of the 2017 Levy. 2018 Levy. The ballots are headed your way, and so we want to give you as much information as we possibly can so you can make an informed vote. Today we have with us, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Good afternoon. I'm Creston Barrs, Superintendent, Eatonville School District.
I'm Kim Knight, the Business Manager of Eatonville School District.
And I'm John Fisher, the Maintenance and Operations Manager for Eatonville School District. So we're going to start with just a few current events that we want to make sure everybody is aware of. The state of Washington has made some legislative changes that are affecting the way schools are funded. However, there is still a need for levies to be able to fund education in our classrooms and also the extracurricular activities as well. And so we're going to dive into that here in a little bit. In addition to the state legislation that has recently made changes, the expiration of our 2014 levy is coming up at the end of 2018, and so that will need to be replaced.
All right. Well, good afternoon. We want to talk about the good things, many of the good things you may or may not be aware of. Eatonville School District over the last 4 years has received quite a few accomplishments and certificates and awards. We are very proud of, and if any of you saw the Facebook live streaming today for Eatonville Elementary, there was a parade in the town of Eatonville today. The entire school did a reverse serpentine where the elementary students went by the middle school and the high school because they have been named the 2017 School of Distinction Award, which is a really big deal. For those of you that know, several years ago, the school was named the lowest 5% in literacy and mathematics, and this last year, 2017, they were named the highest 5%, and that's quite a bit of growth in a short amount of time. It means that people are working hard for kids and doing the right work, and so they have been named a State of Washington School of Distinction. So that was a really fun event, and if you were there, thank you parents for supporting, and thank you our business people that were all throughout the town. Columbia Crest has also been named the U.S. Department of Education a National Green Ribbon School Award winner, which is one of very few in the nation, a very prestigious award. We just shipped out this week 2 more for Weyerhaeuser and Eatonville Elementary, and we look forward to having 2 more schools join the ranks of that. Advanced Placement Honor Roll School has been the high school. Over the last 4 years, that means that they have more advanced placement classes and the students are doing exceptionally well. That is also a national recognition. 3 of our 5 schools are innovative schools. The state of Washington recognizes innovative schools, very few of them in the state, and 3 of our 5 schools have that distinction. The school board, of which we work with on a daily basis, and they work for the benefit of our students each and every day, both in the legislature and throughout the schools. This is the 2nd year in a row that they have been named the School Board of Distinction. It's the best distinction that school boards can attain, and they work through their standards. They are an exceptionally fine school board, and we are very lucky to have all 5 members representing schools. This year, we have just named our graduation rate at 96.5. 5 years ago, I came here, it was 87%. The high school is doing exceptionally well, and for every student that does not graduate, we report the story to the school board. So every single child is accounted for. Our goal is 100%, and we are getting very close to that each and every year. We have 1,845 students, and last year was the highest graduation rate in the history of Eatonville. We have 3 innovative programs, one of which you'll hear more about today. One is the GRITS program, which is a high school CTE program, and that has just started the fall of 2017. We have multiple STEM programs in every single elementary. We have art programs in every single elementary. And we have a Mount Rainier parent partnership, which is an opportunity for our homeschool parents to get support. They enroll in Eatonville School District, and those parents receive curriculum and support around that curriculum. So we're very proud of the work that has been done over the last 5 years.
So I just want to take a moment and share a story about the Grits Farm. It has been a true pleasure to get to work at this facility and see these students who tend to not identify as athletics or as academic students, but really students who come from a wide variety of backgrounds. And to see some of these students come from a role that is really kind of on the edge, and you're not really sure where they're going to go, but then to see them grow and become leaders and great communicators amongst their peers has been a true joy of mine to see this program through. At the beginning of the school year, it was really interesting. I got to visit the farm where these students are doing a lot of great work, and when I showed up, a lot of them were very shy and kind of like, who is this guy here? And a few months later, I come back out to the same facility and see these same kids working on the same projects. And it was incredible to me because 2 students come right up to me and said, I need to tell you what I'm doing today. They are so proud of the work that they're doing. They're getting to learn some incredible skills. They're learning how to work as a team. They're learning how to communicate. They're learning how to plan and prepare their resources well. And then they are getting to turn around and actually teach other students, and which is just an incredible testimony to the work that's going on out there. And I just want to have a huge shout out to those students and a big thank you to the community for supporting that.
All right, so you saw the last slide, which had the Grits film, and so please, on our Facebook and on our website, you can go and click and watch that. So we really, really are proud and excited about that. And on YouTube, don't forget. So if you Google Grits Farm, you will find that. And so the students are highlighted for their work with a 4th grade teacher. There's also work around our outdoor kindergarten. So we have many programs that we're very proud of. And if you're interested, contact our main office. We are happy to share that. In addition to state funding and local funding, we have also made it a commitment to look for outside funding, and we have been very graciously awarded many grants. 3 are highlighted today. We just received this year a $40,000 computer science grant that allows for cutting edge technology and our elementary teachers to be trained in coding and students working with computers and learning how to code, which is you can never do that too young, and we know that there's a huge job market out there. So we received one of the largest grants in the state. We have been involved in a Math Science Partnership grant with Steilacoom and Rochester over the last 3 years, and that collective grant was close to $800,000 for the 3 districts. And so when it is all totaled up, nearly $700,000 has been awarded to Eatonville School District in competitive grants since 2014, and we are committed each and every day to looking for additional funds to bring back into the school for our students to have increased opportunities.
So questions have arisen as far as the difference between a levy and a bond, and the simplest answer is that bonds are for building. Should we have a need to house an influx of new students, we would go out for a bond, build a new elementary school. Levies, on the other hand, are for learning, maintaining our current programs of learning and maintaining our current facilities. So what you will find on the ballot is actually a levy package, Propositions 1 and 2. Proposition 1 is a replacement educational and operations levy that replaces our levy that expires at the end of this year. Proposition 2 is brand new to Eatonville School District, and that is a capital levy. It's something that allows us to maintain our current facilities. Proposition 1 is a 2-year levy. Historically, we've asked for 4 years. With the new legislation changes and that was passed last summer, we are hoping that there are still more changes to come, and so we have felt it was in our best interest to ask for 2 years so that when the changes do occur, we can capitalize on that for our district. The tax rate is $2.51, and again, it does replace our existing levy. Proposition 1 provides our programming needs. And what that means is that the state funds basic education according to a formula. And that formula is based on the number of students. So for Eatonville High School, the state provides 20 students. However, in order to give our students the programs that they need to meet graduation requirements, we staff 33 certificated teachers. The extra 13 then are all funded through the levy. We, as a school district and specifically as directed by the board, have taken the direction of addressing the whole child. That means that their mental health, their behavioral health, their physical health are all a priority. The state funds us with a 0.2 nurse, which essentially means we are funded for a nurse for the entire district 1 day a week. Since we happen to have kids 5 days a week, the rest of those 4 days are covered through levy funding. All of our after-school athletics, activities, and clubs are levy funded, but what most people don't know is that our arts are also levy funded. That includes our music programs, our fine arts such as ceramics and painting, and all of our drama classes. Our curriculum and materials are also funded through the levy. So new programs that you see in STEM, that's science, technology, education, and math, those are funded through the levy to give our students more opportunity for some more advanced learning. The final 2 pieces I'd like to highlight are a little more interesting. Transportation is a part of basic education, and for 95% of the state, they are fully funded. This is because the state formula for transportation is based on distance as the crow flies. Most of our roads out in Eatonville cover mountainous areas, areas with roads that cross bridges, and delve far into some of our parks. So in order to get our kids safely transported to and from school, we have had to supplement state funding to the tune of about $200,000 to $300,000 a year from our levy funding. Special education is actually a larger need than that. Federal law mandates and our moral compass mandates that we meet the needs of every special education child, no matter what that need is. State funding, on the other hand, funds at a flat dollar rate per special education student. And we get about $7,000 extra per special education student. However, for a high need student, a student that requires a nurse with them, that needs extra para support, or that possibly needs to be placed out of district in order to meet their needs, the expense can run in excess of $120,000 a year, and those excess costs are all covered through our levy. Proposition 2 then is a 6-year levy, and that's at a tax rate of 25 cents. And this is our brand new capital levy proposition.
Proposition 2 really covers an incredible amount of work that needs to take place within our facilities. We have aging infrastructure, networks that are slower, they do not carry as many devices as we need them to do. At Columbia Crest Elementary School, its roof has aged to the point that it's beyond repair and it's time for a replacement. The same is true for its septic system. And in addition to this, we need to make sure that our investment that was put into these facilities during the previous bond and the construction that finished up in 2009, these facilities will be able to house our students in this community for many years to come. And that's really a top priority of the district, to make sure that we have places where students can learn and the community can still come together.
So our current expiring levy is at a rate of $3.56. Our proposed package then of Propositions 1 and 2, and the district certainly has a need for 1 and 2 both simultaneously. The package is at $2.76 per $1,000.
What's important to note is that the state is not paying these pieces that are covered in Proposition 1 and 2. And it's important because some of the newspapers are saying that basic education is all covered. Well, these items covered under Proposition 1 and 2 are not considered to be basic education, except for the special ed and the transportation, and that is still not being covered. So it's very, very important. The second thing that's very important is that the capital levy will not be able to be used for the other pieces under Proposition 1. So that is why it is a package. 1 and 2 must be passed together. And we really wanted to reiterate that. It would be a travesty if just the 25-cent Proposition 2 passed, and then we would not be able to cover what was in Proposition 1.
So what this means is that at $2.76, the local tax rate does result in $208 savings for the homeowner of a $260,000 home in Eatonville. And that is the median home price currently in Eatonville. And again, those are the local school taxes. As far as overall taxes, the state did add an additional 80 cents to its state tax in the last legislative session. Since our levy was passed in 2014, there was no way for us to react to that in 2018. However, in looking forward, you can see that at $2.51, the tax for Proposition 1 would be $6.52. Capital levy at 25 cents would result in a tax of $65, and the new state increase is a tax of $208. When you add those together, the $925.60 is equal to the tax rate that was in place in 2017. So there is no tax increase from the 2017 rate if both propositions pass. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in or to contact us at the district office. We are happy to provide any information you might need.
And thank you for joining us this afternoon.